New season reveal. चलो तो देखते हैं अभी क्या है नया सीजन में क्या क्या आ रहा है.
That is our show match done and dusted, and it gives us a chance to chat about everything that we just saw, because there were a few spoilers and there are a few teasers as well. Specifically talk about those 1v1s at the end and the whole trailer that we got to see after that. You know, the 1v1s, there's quite a few content creators who take that as a big part of their content.
Yeah, I will say, and just before we actually get to the 1v1s now, Bolo, since he's had a child, he's lost it. I think he's a little bit washed.
It goes to show that anytime you retire as a pro player, just instantly become washed. Actually, he dropped double digits.
The same
in the
for
show.
you?
Yeah, he's
or?
still got it.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about
it's the 1v1 that he didn't really master.
Okay, well, of course, we'll talk about those 1v1s though, because we saw the trailer at the end there as well. There's a big chance to play on a stage as well for these content creators. I mean, expecting all of you who focus your content around those 1v1s to be participating in that. But even for all of you at home that feel like you have the chance, you are the best player that Siege has to offer. You gotta participate in these 1v1s, because being able to play on stage, that sounds so cool.
I mean, it's crazy if you think about it. A 1v1 tournament, I think it's 5,000 euros of cash prize. The winner goes, I think the top 4 goes to SI, which you will play on LAN, like in Paris for a 1v1 tournament. I mean, that goes crazy.
It's always interesting to see as well. It's so tense in a 1 versus 1, isn't it? You know, there's obviously its own micro strategy, and well, it's just down to raw skill fundamentally, right?
Remember
you never
Reload?
That, so.
Okay, thank you, great.
But we did see a Reload.
Right. Reload was amazing.
That. We saw how tense it was at Reload with the, you know, the bullets and the players, and you've got all your teammates behind you watching. That was, of course, when it was the full teams doing it.
Yeah, very exciting stuff. We'll look forward to that 1v1 tournament. And then one other thing that we saw as well, we saw a Rework map being played out, Fortress. What are our initial thoughts on the map?
Actually, do you know that all the way back when I was a pro player, no jokes about me being back, please, I'm already looking at you, but we actually thought about maybe adding Fortress to the competitive map pool. I remember that we voted for it back on the stream, if I remember well. And I actually thought it had some potential. A few things that I didn't like was the courtyard. I felt the entry point was a bit weird. I thought there was way too many rounds, impossible to impossible to drown, to drone everything. I think all of the things that I've seen in this show match, I see reduced amount of rooms. I see the courtyard has been changed. You know, I'm interested to see a little bit more about this rework.
Yeah, I hope it certainly looked good inside of that show match. I can't wait to see it and explore it in the ranked arena, because I think that's where it will really be tested.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, when we're looking at this, right? They teased it earlier. There will be a casual map coming back in Dragon. I think everybody knew this was going to be about Fortress, but we're looking at some of the images, though. I feel like still, the good thing that I like about this is that you can still very much recognize it is the old Fortress that we know so well, but it's been improved.
It still has its own unique features, its own identity. It was obviously very unique when it was first in the ranked pool. I've always been a big lover of Fortress. I don't know about you, Leo. I've always really enjoyed it in ranked. I also enjoyed it in the casual mode, you know, where you're running out and trying to get to the top floor as the defenders.
Yes.
That's going to be really interesting, and I would hope to see some great strategies on it, especially now that you know, we got a little bit more footage on this show match. I want to get my hands in it.
Yeah, I think you're talking about like where you get on the roof, right, and you put all these like my magnets and stuff down, and you just like hold the top roof as if you're like the castle. It's such a fun strat. Yeah. It is very good. I mean, we'll talk about that as well. And then throughout this whole tournament, I feel like we've seen quite a few teasers and maybe spoilers as well of what is to come in the live reveal panel, which will be starting very soon. Anything that we picked up on with these teasers, something we're looking forward to in this panel maybe?
I mean, something that was not really well hidden, a gigantic launcher for Thatcher. Can we speak about that?
How can you hide a gigantic
I mean,
launcher?
Oh.
That's not possible.
Naya
This,
Thatcher
you know,
का.
like, it's kind of cooler than just throwing an EMP. I mean, I want to see what it does. You can see like in the teaser that it seems to be like able to target certain things. I want to know how much is there a cooldown maybe? How many charges do you have? How far does it go? Like those are the things I want to experiment a little bit.
And it feels like a nice time to be taking a look at him, right? Obviously, you know, we've seen
The use of Kaid, Bandit, all those
Kaid,
bans.
Bandit, the way that bans now synergize in ranks, but also in comp play. Impact EMPs coming into the game. You know, Thatcher used to be the absolute king of attack. He was
You
always
needed it. Yeah.
Now he doesn't necessarily feel as relevant, certainly inside of a competitive side. So hopefully, you know, whatever changes are coming, hopefully they're great for him.
Yeah, I think it's definitely because of like the impact TMPs being added, right? That's maybe Thatcher's taken a little bit of a step to the side. So this rework is very nice to give an old operator that we know since the beginning of this game get some love.
Yeah, I think the main thing is that right now it was a little bit less relevant because of these impact EMPs. The scope was kind of small. And I think that if you can target exactly where it goes, especially to counter Kaid, to counter certain bandit tricks as well, to target the jammers as well, but even all the things, imagine the banshees or the things that you want to get rid of before and execute, just quickly throw the launcher and use it. At least that's the way I can picture how it's going to be played. I'm thinking of pro level, it might be really useful.
And I think whenever those types of reworks happen, you always want to try and increase the skill ceiling so that the better players are devastating with the operators. Currently, the way Thatcher is, it's kind of just roll a gadget and it's got an area effect. You can make it a little bit more skillful, it'll make it interactions a little bit more meaningful. That could be really, really fun.
And we've seen quite some teasers, right? There's been a few things that we've been shown so far during this tournament. We're talking about like the Thatcher one, we're talking about the 1v1 tournament coming up as well. Anything else that we saw? Maybe even our expectations of how the meta, how the pro scene might be affected by the things that we have seen so far.
Yeah, I think the few first things, I think the shields have had a huge impact at pro level.
Yes.
They've been nerfed,
अब
and yet
shield
we
ही
still see
निकाल
them
दो.
being abused. I want to see if there are some upcoming news about it, maybe see if there are some things that can be done. I think looking at other things, maybe just for me personally, the Siege Cups, I just love it. I want to see if there is more development into it, if you get more rewards, especially the rank system as well. Those things are like the main things that I'm looking forward to, hoping that there are some news on it.
Yeah, I think so. We were actually speaking to Team Secret last night, who were saying we feel like we're leaning a little bit towards an attack-sided meta inside of pro play. So it'll be interesting to see how any balancing changes affect that, especially inside of pro play. And of course, with every reveal, we often get a little teaser of elite skins as well. I know there's a lot of skin addicts out there, so hopefully there's some really,
Are you one
really
of
nice
them?
skins. I am. I'm a skin addict on every game, I'll be honest.
I mean, in general, I feel like, you know, gathering with everyone in an arena like this one, seeing what the next season of Siege, and maybe even beyond that, has to offer. It's always a really exciting feeling just seeing like the game that we all love, what's going to change, what's going to happen to it.
And every single time I come back from an event, all I want to do is just boot up.
Yeah.
Like, I literally now,
Every time.
I bought a laptop on purpose so I can play during events because it just boosts my momentum. I just want to go and play in ranked with Jack.
You sit here, you watch all of the pros for a week long, you watch them
Yeah.
play, you think, oh, I can make all these amazing plays at home. You can't, by the way, we can't, we're not that good. But then you watch the reveal as well, you get all excited, you just want to get home and you just want to play ranked.
I heavily relate to this. I mean, we've been watching all these players play the game for so long, right? We want to get there and we want to play this as well. You know, test server jumping in there, trying out all these things. So I've had a chance of seeing the content creators play with all this new and exciting content as well that is there for us to unveil very soon. We'll have a panel with us with all the changes coming up about Siege in the next season and beyond that as well. But before we throw to this panel to reveal everything about Siege, we'll throw it to Joshua Mills live on stage.
Hey everyone,
आ गया.
I'm Joshua Mills, Game Director on Siege. Just to start off, thank you all for joining us here today, whether that's in person or online. It's clear that you don't stick with a game for 10 years, practice and climb the ranks, or even build a career around it without real dedication and passion for it. So I want to take a moment to thank everyone who has spoken up and stood together for Siege's future. Whether you're participating in Save Siege or sharing your feedback through our other channels like R6 Fix, our community workshops, and player surveys, your voices have been heard and have had an impact. Many of you already know how much this game means to me and how emotional I can get about it. But that's just a glimpse of the love and dedication the entire dev team has for this game. Just like you, we love Siege. We mentioned in a blog post to the community in October that we were going to provide an update on 4 key areas that you, the Siege community, have highlighted. Anti-cheat,
Hacker, hacker.
ranked, and the cadence of content. So before we dive into Season 4 reveal, let's talk about those subjects. Starting with anti-cheat.
Bash.
Now,
Hackers
I'm
ko
not
bhagao.
usually the guy who gets to talk about cheaters. Because seriously, fuck them.
Yes, fuck 'em.
I can't stand cheaters, and I know you can't stand them either. Cheating has no place in this game, and honestly, it has no place in any game. In Siege, the numbers of matches impacted by cheaters over the past months is trending in the right direction.
Bhaga do
but we're not
salo
at our
cheaters
target
ko.
yet. It's real progress, and that's encouraging. We all agree that anti-cheat is the area we need to be investing in, and that's exactly what we're doing.
Yes, yes. Bada
Starting
do.
in Season 4, we will be doubling the deployment of anti-cheat updates per week to make it harder for cheaters to even show up in the first place.
Perfect. हर हफ्ते आना चाहिए, हर हफ्ते आना चाहिए.
Additionally, the solutions we are reinforcing go beyond detection and bans. They're about prevention, meaning closing more access points for cheat makers. All of this while improving our tech. It's a constant battle, but it's one we are fully committed to. Our balancing philosophy is also evolving with your feedback. You've told us that balancing shouldn't come at the cost of fun or just be all about nerfs. So we've adjusted our approach. We will ensure balancing decisions go beyond just the data and better account for that fun factor. A clear example of this shift is the recent changes to both Denari and Solus. That's exactly the kind of change we want to keep making, finding the right balance without losing what makes Siege fun to play. Because at the end of the day, that's what balancing should be all about, keeping Siege fair and fun.
Great, great. Hey, Cav.
Fun isn't a binary data point, but it is the heartbeat of the experience. Protecting it is part of our responsibility, and we will not lose sight of this. On the rank side, coming soon with Season 4, matchmaking will become smarter by considering your visible rank for tighter, fairer matches. You'll get all the details during the reveal. We've also announced back in October that we are currently deep in development on a full ranked overhaul, which will launch during Year 11, Season 2. This overhaul aims to answer the feedback you've provided on Rank 2.0. It will introduce more transparency and visible skill tracking. As part of the ranked overhaul, a new feature, codenamed Top of the Ladder, will also be introduced. What is Top of the Ladder? It's a special playlist designed for the best of the best that will unlock each mid-season update starting in Year 11, Season 2. One of the requirements to gain access to this next-level competitive playlist is you need to be a champion during the current season.
Oh,
This is a fully visible MMR competitive leaderboard for the best Siege players. You will see exactly where you stack up against your region and the global standings. We will be actively monitoring and reviewing all players that enter this playlist to ensure that any bad actors are stripped from the leaderboard.
शाबाश. ये सबसे बढ़िया काम कर दिया इन लोग ने. सबसे बढ़िया काम.
Additionally, more aggressive security measures will be brought online when this playlist goes live to further secure it and maintain the competitive integrity. We will reveal more about this playlist at SI, but what I can say for now is that being champion is one thing. Staying at the top of the ladder, it's a whole other level. We briefly mentioned last month our plans to deliver bigger seasonal updates, and now we're excited to introduce the new Year 11 seasonal cadence. Let's be clear, this is not the roadmap, but a glimpse at how we plan on shaping future seasonal updates to bring you fresh gameplay and content throughout the entire season starting next year, with Year 10 Season 4 being a step as we move towards this new direction. It's important to note that seasonal operators and other key features are not present in this cadence update, but let's jump into it. Each season will be split into 4 updates, an update every 3 weeks, and each will carry more weight. 4 balancing updates will be introduced per season to match this new cadence. 2 major and 2 refined. We'll get into the details at the 6th Invitational in Paris. Those updates will follow our new philosophy and keep the season evolving and exciting. You'll also see changes to the rotation of maps in the rank pool. This will happen twice per season, once at the launch and once at mid-season. We'll be introducing a new concept of targeted map updates midway through year 11. Think of a redesign of a site in a rank map. Some doors are closed, windows are removed, or even relocating a wall or 2 to completely challenge how that site is attacked or defended. This can also include adding and removing multiple covers, or even an all-new objective site being added to a map. These map updates will continue each season after they're introduced. Finally, in year 11, we'll also be bringing out the initial testing of the new 1v1 and 2v2 playlists. We'll be using the arcade seasonal slot for this, and your participation in these modes will help determine if we grow it into something bigger. As I wrap up, I think it's important to mention that we've really taken the time as a team to reflect on what makes Siege truly special and unique. The creativity, intensity, depth of strategy, the competition, and of course, all those unforgettable memories we've made together. As we enter Season 4, we want to be clear to all of you that the future of Siege is one where we are refocused on the core experience that truly defines Siege with its community at heart.
इतना अच्छा बोला है, अभी करके भी दिखा लो.
This is our legacy and a story we'll continue to write together throughout year 11 and beyond. Now, this concludes my updates for today, but there's a lot more to come, and I'm already looking forward to seeing you all at the 6th Invitational in February, where we will unveil the full year 11 roadmap. On behalf of everyone on the Siege team, happy 11th year anniversary, and thank you for playing. Now, let me introduce Operation Tenfold Pursuit.
चलो. लो आ गया Thatcher.
I hate to say it, but I needed it. An upgrade was in order, but I had a request. Make it more precise. Now, I'll show you what an old timer can do.
Boom.
Hello and welcome to Year 10 Season 4 and Operation Tenfold Pursuit. This is an important season for us because we set up an important milestone that we're about to hit. And this is also a season where we're addressing key feedback that we hear from you. We understand and we hear you when you say the important things that you want to see addressed are anti-cheat, gameplay variety, and ranked matchmaking. One of the important changes that's coming with Operation Tenfold Pursuit is a new operator remaster. And what better operator than to choose one of the originals from the cast of Siege. This season marks a historic moment for Siege. 10 years. And we'll be sharing even more details about how we're celebrating this at the end of the reveal. So stay tuned.
This is GSAC Dedicated Officer Aya Smith making her final report on the Rainbow program. Rainbow's last mission is underway. Global stability hangs in the balance.
Ash.
How did we get here? Deimos exploited our blind spots.
Was
He used Nighthaven as a distraction. Stayed ahead at every step. We should have known he was one of ours. The damage is done. Trust eroded. The Council is ending the program.
T4.
You
Thatcher.
can blame them.
Denari.
The public was endangered. GSAC itself
Azami.
targeted. People died. Outcomes Rainbow was created to prevent. But as long as Phobos is out there, there will be no peace. More than ever, failure is not an option. No matter what came before, Rainbow will come together and see this through. They'll make things right. They will find the explosives. They will stop Phobos, even if it costs them their lives. They've been fighting this enemy since day one. No other team on the planet can get this done. This is our last chance to salvage this. Otherwise, Phobos will be free to act globally. No one will be safe. See you on the other side.
This season, one of the most iconic operator for Siege is evolving. After 10 years, even legends need new tools.
Detected an enemy device.
Thatcher is going to bring the EGS Disruptor to the field now. It's a device
Kya
that has two
baat hai.
components. We have the scanner on one side, and we have the launcher on the other side. The scanner is a screen that will allow you to see every gadgets that are electronic through surfaces.
Enemy's got tech right in front of me.
The launcher part is able to project EMP charges to those gadgets.
Enemy devices in dark.
The EGS is a very precise gadget. You will be able to see and select a
भाई
device
इसको तो
and
और
shoot it.
बैन करेंगे रैंक में.
Once you shoot a device, it will go down for 15 seconds and you can see the progress on the scanner screen. Thatcher is a Pathfinder. He has been around for 10 years, and there's a lot more than laser sights now. We are remastering him so he can be relevant for another 10 years.
Enemy devices taken out.
Even after this rework, Thatcher will remain true to himself, and he will be one of the best options for support. We're bringing a new gadget and also a brand new weapon. The brand new weapon is a DMR, the PMR 982. It's a DMR that focuses on shorter encounters. It has high damage and has the ability to open line of sight from afar. Thatcher will be the first operator with 4 primary weapons. He will have the L85, the AR-33, the M59, and now the
चार गन
PMR.
इसके बाद.
This new shared weapon will be available on 4 operators: Nuke, Ivana, Capitao, and obviously Thatcher. Battle Pass owners will be able to test out the new PMR 2 weeks in early access. After that, it will be available for everyone. This is just the beginning. Moving forward, shared weapon across multiple operator will be one of the core pillars of the gameplay updates in Year 11. We have a brand new weapon, a brand new gadget, and now to round this up, we have a brand new Elite. This Elite skin bundle will be available as the season launches.
Balancing.
Balancing updates should be something players look forward to. Moments that refresh gameplay, breathe new life into operators, weapons, and gadgets, and open the door to new strategies and metas. They should spark creativity and keep the competitive spirit alive. We recognize that recent updates haven't always delivered on that promise. Starting now, we're evolving our balance philosophy. While data and performance metrics remain important, we'll also be factoring in how the changes feel, how fun, engaging, and exciting they are to play. Our goal is simple: to make each update something that you can get excited about. We're committed to building a future where balancing brings joy, not frustration, and where your experience is always at the heart of our decisions. And with that, let's jump into this season's updates. We have an update to one of our core gadget systems in the game, the DSEG system. That stands for Disabled State for Electronic Gadgets. This is where all the tech that goes into how and why electronic gadgets turn off or get scrambled when EMP'd, for example. Two core changes are taking place. One, all standard weapon sights in the game will now be considered electronic.
Yes.
So when you are EMP'd, your sight will now turn off for the duration of the effect, regardless of which one you have equipped. Two, Mute's signal disruptor will no longer act like an EMP, and as such is being removed from the DSEC system. This is to clean up many inconsistencies with his gadget. For example, if Thermite has an exothermic charge on the main breach and the signal disruptor is in range, Thermite will not be able to send the signal to that device and start the breaching process, because the exothermic charge is within Mute's signal disruption area. Now let's switch the position of the signal disruptor. Thermite is standing in range of the signal disruptor, but his placed exothermic charge is not. When he tries to activate the breaching process, it will fail because the communication is disrupted on his end. This was not the case in the past. It used to be that only the placed gadget could be disrupted. Now both the source and endpoint of the communication signal can be disrupted. This also means that if a gadget does not use a communication signal, it will be unaffected by Mute. Because to put it more simply, he no longer disables electronics. He disrupts the signals electronics emit and receive. With this change, he will in fact be countering a few less gadgets. So he will be receiving two additional changes to help offset that. First, he is now a 2-speed, 2-armor operator. Second, the radius of his signal disruptor has been increased. Now before I move on from the DSEC system, there's one more point of consistency we're adjusting for. But this is for Aruni's surrogates. When her gates are EMP'd, they will now trigger the re-enabled state logic. So they will be disabled for the duration of the EMP, then require to be shot to turn back on, as if you had triggered the gate by throwing something through it. Castle. Castle's update is something I think some might sleep on at first, but I'll tell you one of my strategies for using this change in a moment. His panels are now electrifiable. Draw a Candy Claw within range of one, and you just fortified that panel from ranged assault. Personally, I'll be using this to hold the second floor R6 room when defending bumps on layer. No more ash charges coming in from the window and display are gonna break my teammates on the panel.
Ash charge नहीं कर पाएगा, fuse भी नहीं कर पाएगा castle पे.
But why are we adjusting Castle?
ये मस्त
Part of the site adjustment last season for our defenders was to allow us to start tackling the true issue with many of them. Basically, without a magnified scope, they are not compelling enough to be brought into your lineups, and that simply won't do. So, we are looking into new ways and listening to your feedback on how to improve these operators so that they can have more of an impact without using scopes. Hard breachers might be one of the most important roles in an attacking squad. You need to coordinate with your team to breach key walls and set up angles which allow you to start stripping away the advantage defenders have when the round starts. And because of this, we are looking to give our hard breachers a little attention. Yes, even Ace, who is surprisingly happy to step aside and let his counterparts share in the spotlight, because apparently he's been carrying the hard breaching team for some time now. Let's start with the man that literally started it all, Thermite. Thermite will be receiving two changes. He will get an additional exothermic charge, bringing him to 3.
भाई 3 आ गया अभी. 3 ब्रीच चार्ज आ गया Thermite के पास. क्या बात है? 1 2 3. क्या अटक क्यों रहा है?
A secondary shotgun for extra flexibility.
शॉटगन मिला इसको.
He'll be receiving 3 changes. His breaching torch will no longer pause to cool down and reload. He will also be receiving frag grenades. And lastly, he'll be receiving the Reaper Mark II secondary weapon. Ace has humbly accepted 2 changes. In exchanging for slowing down and becoming a 3 armor, 1 speed, he will also be receiving his own set of stun grenades. Lastly, Habana. Habana will be receiving more changes than the rest. Reduced recoil to the Type 8-9 assault rifle. Receiving the PMR 90A2 that Thatcher's getting. Claymores will be added to her secondary options, and her X-Kiro launcher will no longer need to be reloaded between shots. That's it for balancing for now, but we hope you like where we're going with this adjustment in our balancing philosophy, which will of course still continue to grow and evolve as we gather your feedback and look towards the future.
सबसे हार्ड कंसेप्ट मेरे को म्यूट का लगा. म्यूट का जबरदस्त है म्यूट का.
We know cheating has hurt your experience in Siege, and we need to be clear.
चलो एंटी
Our
चीट.
recent detection and prevention systems haven't kept pace with the rapid evolution of cheat makers, especially since some moved to free access. This season, we are taking responsibility and continuing to invest in stronger measures to protect fairness.
जितना बोल रहे
and
उतना
security
काम
in
भी
Siege.
करना चाहिए ये.
Cheating cuts into what makes Siege great: skill, teamwork, and strategy. Shieldguard remains the backbone of our protection system. In Season 3, we delivered weekly security updates. And now in Season 4,
weekly
we're
update
changing
आएगा.
the balance. Twice a week, new updates will roll out to constantly disrupt cheat makers and make their work harder. We're also pushing to be faster and more aggressive with data-driven bans. Our research and development team are tracking new cheat patterns every day. We've made progress, but we're not satisfied. Our focus is to permanently ban more cheaters and do it faster. Another major advancement on the way is recall script detection. We're building a system that can accurately detect macros and script without punishing skill
भाई
players.
अभी यूज करो
In Season
aim
4,
assist
we're
macros.
working
सालो.
directly with pros to collect recall data, ensuring it's both precise and fair.
सही है.
This is a big step forward, and we're confident that in year 11, this will roll out to directly protect your matches. We know the fight against cheaters is never ending. This season, we're stepping up with more research and development, smarter data bans, and more frequent
भाई,
shieldguard updates.
ये
All
full
aimed at making Siege as fair
सेव
and
सीज
secure
का नतीजा
as
है. ये
possible.
बोल के उनको सावधान कर रहे हैं. और तो सॉफ्टवेयर अपडेट हो जाएगा फिर.
Another big feature is coming to the esports tab. While the esports tab is great for staying up to date on everything that's happening in the scene, we also want to make it rewarding for you to jump in and be active. So we're bringing the predictions feature to the game.
एंटी चीट का हो गया. अभी और क्या?
Predictions, you can make your picks, decide who's going to win. Every time you're right, you can get rewarded for it with alpha packs and skins. Jump in, make your predictions, and get rewarded for it. At the end of the day, the esports tab continues to grow just like our esports scene in Siege.
भाई मैच मेकिंग में बदलाव.
While we've been working on our matchmaking tools over the past while, we've heard you, and we need to continue to invest in our matchmaking. That's why this season we're bringing visual rank matchmaking to the ranked playlist. What that means is that it will find players relevant to your skill, sort them based on the difference of your visual rank, and make sure those that end up in your match are as close as possible to your own visual rank and skill. For example, if you're just starting your season at Copper 5, you don't want to be matched against players who've been playing already all season. You would like to match with people who are of your skill level, but are also just starting the season similar to you. And for those who are pairing up and making a squad, we'll use the highest rank within the squad. We want to continue to invest in the matchmaking of ranked so it's fair and competitive.
चलो फाइनली मैचमेकिंग ठीक हो रहा है.
To jump into ranked with the improvements to the matchmaking.
ट्रेनिंग में क्या है? कुछ नया ट्रेनिंग?
This season for training and onboarding, we have something for both newcomers and veterans. And for those that like T-Hunt, the Carries Legion are your new targets. As a map learning tool, being able to navigate maps and take gunfights is really important when you're trying to learn where are the staircases, how am I supposed to move around this map, and where are those danger areas. Now the Carries Legion are all over the map, and they move, they roam, they take those gunfights, they might even throw an impact grenade. So keep your senses alive and take those gunfights one at a time. In this mode, we've offered some new quality of life as well. You can get eliminated, quickly respawn to get back into the action, and change operator at any time to compare loadouts and weapons. We know that this training tool means a lot to players. That's why we're committed to continue to invest in it and make sure it's the training tool you need to warm up, take gunfights, and climb the ranks. In Season 4, we have bot teammates coming on both enlisted and field training. They play the role of both attack and defense, giving you a full 5v5 match. Bots are an important role for welcoming new players into Siege.
यहाँ पे अपन स्टार्ट प्लान कर सकते हैं सब टीम नेट्स.
Understanding how gadgets are placed, how operators interact, and even how to enter into a building. These are important first steps for players before they enter into PvP. And for players looking to customize their experience, now you can turn on the location of cameras, staircases, hatches, and more directly from the pause menu. We're bringing the mini-map to bot matches and training tools. Minimap is a great way to understand the layout of the different rooms and be able to navigate throughout a build.
ये भी अच्छा है, बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल हो गया है.
Veteran preparing for your next match, we have something new for training and onboarding in season 4.
अच्छा, जो पहले से खेलते हैं उन लोग.
Coming up this season, we have a brand new playlist, The Testing Grounds. The Testing Ground is a playlist that will focus on communication, community, and experimentation. The Testing Ground is all about
Thatcher ko
gathering
new
feedback
IQ.
before we implement the new feature. Everyone will be able to access this content. It's going to be on the main hub. For the first Testing Ground, the subject is going to be armor and speed. Operator can customize health, speed, and sound through the armor choices. You might be a fan of the Gridlock's gadget, but not super comfortable with the armor and speed. This set of new changes allow you to customize their speed. For the purposes of Testing Ground, we will be using the quick match setting.
ये सही है रे, armor का?
This will be available for 1 week during January. To make sure that we gather feedback, we've implemented a QR
अच्छा,
code
वो
on
1
the
week
main
के लिए
menu.
रहेगा, फिर
Testing
बाद में.
Ground is all about working with you. If you want to be a part of the future of Siege, this is where it starts. Before we dive into our next topic, there's one operator who always knows how to make an impact. Long before Rainbow, Goyo learned how to turn chaos into precision. Let's take a look.
क्या कर दिया गोयो को? किधर जा रहा है? Impact. नया मैप Fortress.
For those at the Munich Major, you may have already seen Fortress in action during the Creator Show match earlier. For everyone else, you'll get to experience this for yourself this season. This full rework addresses its major pain points: unbalanced bomb sites, too many hallways, lack of good attacker entries, and the courtyard design.
आए रेडी हो जाओ Fortress रैंक में खेलने को.
Objectives have been rebalanced one at a time through playtests and iterations. There are 2 new rooms that have been added to the map. The courtyard has been transformed into an exterior zone for attacker entries. Several hallways were cut.
अरे ये पुराना ये ना
visual updates plus
क्लब हाउस उसके तरह कर दिया बाहर.
objectives for replayability. This rework brings Fortress back into the ranked rotation, but it will also be added to the Pro League map. We're excited for you to play it once again. And that's not all for the maps this season. Alongside the reworked Fortress, Theme Park and Skyscraper's turn to be modernized. This is part of our ongoing effort to keep the foundation of Siege fresh and competitive season after season.
चालू हो जाओ Theme Park और Skyscraper.
On behalf of the entire Siege team, we'd like to thank you for your dedication and your passion for the game. Without you, we couldn't celebrate this amazing milestone.
ऐसा क्या?
10 years of Siege and 100 million players.
और 10 साल त्रास दिया हैकर्स ने, उसका क्या कंपेंसेशन चाहिए हम लोग को? मेरे पॉइंट्स मेरे को वापस चाहिए.
We want to share a little clip that celebrates the game and this amazing community and how far we've come.
अरे कितने टाइम के बाद एक नंबर. डॉक का याद है क्या पहले? 10 years of siege. ओल्ड वाला. याद. Do not board the helicopter. Operation Health. Pinky smoke. Ella. ये 2 नूबड़े लोग. उसको देखा कैसा मॉनिटर में घुसा था ऐसा एकदम. tab.
Year 10 will introduce Siege X.
ये सही है रे, भाग रहा है। एम के साथ भागना चाहिए एडीएस करके, मजा आएगा फिर। इतने प्लेयर्स है?
Thank you again
Okay.
for all of those amazing moments over the past 10 years of Siege. Make sure that you actually claim the free reward, 100 million player background card, so that you can wear it with pride.
चलो ये
And
मिलने
be
वाला है।
sure to celebrate the event and the moment with our Wildcard Siege event dropping in December. This event will have callbacks and Easter eggs to some amazing moments in Siege history. We look forward to you checking out the map and everything else that's coming with the new season soon. And there are more rewards to be given out, so stay tuned to our social media. November 17th is when the test server drops, so jump in, give us your feedback, and check out the new content. The launch of the season, Operation Tenfold Pursuit, is December 2nd, so jump in and check out everything that's new in the game, as well as this fantastic celebration. Thank you so much, and we can't wait to see you in a match.
अगर हैकर्स मिले तो इनको ही पकड़ के मारेंगे। मजा आएगा थैचर खेल ले। मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम अभी अगर ऐसा हो गया ना ओवर पावर्ड, उसको ही बैन करेंगे थैचर को।
We saw the beautiful video at the end celebrating 10 years of a Siege as well. I know there was so much in this reveal panel, but I have to ask you two, anything that you picked up, anything that you really look forward to playing?
I guess as a former hard reacher, I will say this Thermite with 3 charges.
Yes.
X-Kairos, you don't have to wait for them to
Thermite
reload
को
at the
3
same
breach
time.
charge.
That has to be the best one for me.
I don't know if I could pick just one thing. I mean, the Habana rework, I think, Thatcher rework particularly as well, that looks so good. The launcher, you called it.
Yeah, Fortress going to Pro League play.
Yeah.
Fortress going to get into the competitive
And the new DMR as well.
I said one thing, and you guys sent me like
but
5. It's okay, we're
Testing
hyped.
grounds looks
We're
great.
really excited. And something that we saw as well near the end of the video is, of course, talking about 10 years of Rainbow Six Siege, and we're going to celebrate that here. And I'm so excited that we get to talk about how exactly we will celebrate 10 years of Rainbow Six Siege, because coming in December, we have 30 rewards throughout December, starting December 2nd. Log in every day to claim a reward. Fresh, is there going to be Ranky every single day?
Yeah, there's going to be Ranky every single day of December, and I can confirm I'll be getting that reward every day.
Delta packs, I believe, with some great things in them. Maybe some new skins as well, some charms. I'm so excited as well. Every single day you play, you get a reward, or you try to get a chance of gaining something. And I think it's also rewards that are not entirely in the game. You could also get something that is out of the game. Look at those skins! Wow!
Yeah, I mean, we've been teasing as well. You get a reward every single day that you log in, and of course there'll be rewards inside the game, but outside the game as well. Very exciting. You know, you get a chance of getting a background card for the 100 million player celebration as well. And you mentioned the Delta packs. Another really exciting thing, a chance to get an exclusive variant of the Masterpiece skin. So much is coming up, but I would just like to ask the people in here, is there by chance anyone who has played this game since it came out? All right, well, listen up, because we got something very exciting for you. As we mentioned, the Wildcard of Siege event. We'll celebrate and look back at some of the most epic moments in Rainbow Six Siege. Anything in particular that we're maybe hoping for?
Listen, I pray to play Bandit ACOG again one day. SMG 11 ACOG. SMG 11 ACOG was just the prime of the beginning of Siege. Jaeger ACOG as well.
Yeah.
Jaeger Bandit ACOG.
You just use an ACOG coach. I get it. Oh no, I just want to go down a nostalgia trip. You know, we saw it in the video there. I think there's going to be Easter eggs everywhere. I cannot wait for it.
Yeah, it looks so good. Of course, you've been teased by a lot coming up in a way to celebrate 10 years of Rainbow Six Siege, as we mentioned. All throughout December, the most important thing is that you log in every single day to make sure that you can claim your rewards as well. As we mentioned, you know, in-game rewards, but out of the game as well. So you definitely do not want to miss that. A game that we all love and look forward to. And the most important thing as well, stay tuned to our social media as well, as we'll give you more updates, more posts about what is to come in order to celebrate 10 years of Rainbow Six Siege. Now, looking forward to what is rest for us today here. I would like to ask Munich, are we ready to crown a new champion?
टाइम पास बहुत था।
All right then, let's do it. We'll take a bit of a is grand finals time.
अभी ब्रेक
I hate to say it, but I needed it. An upgrade was in order, but I had a request.
लेकिन ये देखने में मजा आ रहा है.
Make it more precise. Now, I'll show you what an old timer can
Boom.
do.
Operation Tenfold Pursuit. देखते हैं अभी ये लोग क्या करते हैं. लेकिन वो बढ़िया था जो म्यूट का रिवर्क दिखाया ना, वो एक नंबर था म्यूट. और थैचर को ये लोग ने दिया अभी फाइनली 3 ब्रीच चार्ज आ गया. सब लोग परेशान होते थे. क्या लगता है काई नूब?
A classic EU versus NA grand final. Falcons going up against M80, and 539 days ago, these two faced off against each other in the Manchester Major Grand Final. We saw the roster of M80 win it back then, and we're looking back at that, of course. It was a big moment for them, right? 5 maps, but they defied the odds. They won the championship there.
All the way through the lower bracket by dropping a map almost every single time at the beginning of the matches. They came back every single time, battle tested, full of momentum. Jack, looking at this roster, so much energy.
Yeah, so much energy. They find a knack, said it earlier, they find a way, they find a knack to win, and they've had to show a lot of mental resilience. They've had to show a lot of fortune. They've had to actually show the camaraderie that is required of a team to go far. When you've got the adversity, when you're down 0-1, but still managed to find a way to win.
We'll take one more look back at them winning the Manchester Major Trophy. Of course, a big event inside Rainbow Six Siege. It was absolutely huge for them. So close they got it done.
This is the pain for the EU fans. We're showing you it twice today, but yes, they did. And it was a true underdog Cinderella story, you know. Hot and Cold put together ultimately a team of misfits to join Beast Code. They all came together. They qualified for the Manchester Major. Even at that point, that was a little bit unexpected. And then they progress and they go all the way to the final. In fact, Hot and Cold, he's managed to win the Manchester Major, but as an IGL, he also took a team of misfits to the 6th Invitational with Unwanted, Leo.
That player had to reinvent himself. He got dropped by Dark Zero first, then dropped by Space Station, and then he became an in-game leader. And ever since then, he is the king of the deep runs. He's taken different rosters all the way through to ultimate amazing finishes. Hot and Cold, such a good IGL.
And his glow up as an IGL, we're going to show you around here, which is just absolutely so good. His teammates provide him great information, and he makes the perfect call. The site is going to be Skyscraper. It's round 1. They're attacking onto a really hard map, and it's Karaoke and T.
Now check the information that they get. You're going to see the drone go up dark stairs, go on that lamp here, spot the Fenrir gadget, and they notice, look at this Jack, there's no one on the bomb site.
So if they're not on the bomb site, well, where are they? Another drone enters in the exhibition work office side of the map, and it spots 2 players, Leo. It spots the Clash, as you can see there at the back of your screen, and then Mute in the foreground. So if there's nobody on site, and then there's 2 players off site, what does that mean? It means it's a roam, and therefore, Hotton, he calls a rush.
The rush with the Grim on the karaoke window is going to send his bees, and look at the Goyo, he cannot do anything. He's stuck with the bees, and it's the same thing for Azami. They're all stuck in the Grim bees. If you look at this, afterwards, they send the Amaru in from the window, going all the way up to the black stairs, and the Blitz going into Geisha is going to go and challenge the Azami.
Yeah, the Azami ends up getting killed here by the Blitz, but it's not just the Azami, it's the Clash as well, because Kino, when he's on the glass, he knows the Fenrir trap is above him on the door, uses the Gon 6, uses the Smoker's cover, and goes in, and he holds top black stairs, killing the Clash.
Why is that important? Because the plant is going down from the Grim, and he's covering it, gets a double kill, and look at this, the post plant is perfect. The Capitao and the Grim are on the karaoke window, they can use the utility, the Grim bees, the fire, everything is there, nothing can be done about the diffuser.
Yeah, absolutely, the plant's going down. Like you say, there's the fire, there's the utility, but there's a double peek. There's one player upside down rappel on the top of the window, one player on the rappel at the bottom of the window. They swing at the same time, they secure the round win. Now, I'm not sure who's better. It could be Hot and Cold, but also they've got a great coach for Fabian as well.
And how it works with a lot of games that you make it to the end, there is a final boss that you have to beat. And in this case, that is Fabian, someone who's won so many events inside Rainbow Six Siege. And today, you could add another major title as a coach.
I believe he would be the first person if he was to do it, to get a major title, and a 6th Invitational and a major, as both a player and a coach, which is, you know, it's a phenomenal achievement across different teams as well.
What's crazy to me is exactly that. He did it with G2. He also crazy improved PSG talent. He comes with M80. They had 2 years to attend STR events. They never went to a grand finals. With Fabian, they're doing it. We heard his tag timeouts. They've been absolutely amazing. This guy is probably the final step they needed to go and maybe grab another major trophy.
But they have to take it up against Falcons, though, as we see here in front of this EU crowd, the remaining hope for EU. Falcons will be taking it up against M80 in this match. When we talk about this roster, we talk about the final hope, of course. They can win a trophy in front of a home crowd.
They have looked absolutely flawless the entire event. Barely dropping any maps. That's the Falcons that we know and love. But they have one flow to try and problem solve Jack. It was one of the big things in the grand finals. They lacked synergy. They abused the individual. And I think looking at one example here, it was on Lair, Bung's bomb site. They're trying to problem solve the vertical play, and they're going to do it with 4 different players at 4 different entry points.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the glow up of their synergy. It's the glow up of their strategy. Now, it's Bung's briefing, and what they do is they have all 4 players, as Leo's pointing out here, surrounding the area above the bomb site. But what they do is genius. They fake and execute onto site with Bride. He's down there on the sense. He rolls the sense gadgets in and crucially drops the diffuser. That engages both the Clash and the Solace above, and they think the plant's going down. They end up shooting for the diffuser, but it's not Leo.
The Clash does not know what to do, and she's shooting at a diffuser that makes no sense. It's just a distraction because the Dokaibi is calling, the Deimos is going to send his tracker, and all 4 players on the side of Falcons go aggressive, Jack.
Yeah, and of course they push in. Users ends up getting a double kill here. Leakfak, he's done his job. He's breached. He's now going to push up and push with the team up on the top floor. Finds a kill. And then he is inevitable, of course. Shaiko goes and confirms the 4th kill. Now, that is just to prove to me that Falcons, yes, they've got the individuals, but they've increased on their philosophy, on their strategy, and of their team play tenfold.
And that is the big thing, of course. We talked about this team being here quite a few times before, and a few things are missing for them to finally grab that title. But this is an important thing as well. Seems like they're having more fun.
Yeah, I think it was the big thing. In the past 3 grand finals, the pressure was there. We could feel it. Liquefact was the only one hyping everyone, and it felt like they had so much pressure on themselves. Look at them now. They're having fun, and especially we heard it, all the barking, the howling during the games. Everyone is getting hyped up. It seems like the energy problem has been fixed.
Yeah, it's so good. Like, they've identified those 3 key pillars, you know, the strategy, not relying on individuals, the team mental and the focus facts, but also the mentality of the team as well. This team, they joined Team Falcons for the support staff that was available, for all of the different resources that would be available, like you can see on the infrastructure here. We keep talking about it, but it extracts so much performance out of them. The team are down there on the right, you know, with IGL, all of Liquefact. They've then got Suflex, Eagle Meats, Julio, strategic coaches, managers, all of that, but also the infrastructure that this organization provides to them as well. And they believe that that's going to be the missing piece for them.
Now, there's one more thing that we have to talk about. The elephant in the room. One player in particular that Falcons need to step up inside of these S-tier finals in order for them to finally get that crown.
Shaiko, the main hero of this roster. You're looking at his average GPS on the left side of your screen in 2025, 111, amazing player. Now on the right side of your screen, that is Shaiko on average in every single grand final. He drops the ball. He is always feeling that pressure. He's the one last remaining flaw that they need to fix if they need to win a grand final. We need Shaiko to step up.
Yeah, we know he's got it, we know, but it's all about that individual there. You can do all the team, all the synergy, all the strategy, but the individual needs to perform on the biggest stage.
Now it is a best of 5 for these teams against each other. We'll have a look at the veto, and the important thing we mentioned earlier as well is that Falcons do have that advantage. They can force a map on M80.
Of course, so we see all 5 picks here. Now the interesting thing is Falcons could choose any of the 9 maps. M80's permaban is bank. Falcons did not go for it, and I think this is testament, and it's going back to Boston. When BDS in Boston, when they chose FaZe's permaban and only just scraped through by the skin of their teeth, it gave FaZe a big mental boost. So I think instead Falcons, they're choosing Nighthaven. It's their favorite map by far. They're pretty much unbeaten on it, and they absolutely love it.
On their side, M80 pick Skyscraper. We've just seen how good they are with that rush. They absolutely love it. And Falcons, they're on a 0-2 record on it. It makes a lot of sense. Falcons, they pick Chalet, one map that they didn't used to play, and lately they've added it. They've been looking amazing on it. It's going to be a great map.
Yeah, it's crazy. If we get to Lair, by the way, if we get to a map 5, both of these teams love that map. We've just done a telestration there of that map as well for Falcons. I can't wait if we get there because both teams are great at it.
Well, I really hope so. I hope we get a good game, though, between us here. Now, I would like to ask the crowd, because the game is almost ready. Do we have any M80 fans in the house?
More than I thought.
It's decent.
But I hear some boos. What about Falcons, then?
We may have a winner there.
Yes, an EU team in front of an EU crowd. This grand final is about to start.
चलो अभी मैच देखो.
Munich has felt a storm closing in.
Gets the double and Dini will get the blend down. Stop it. This guy shoots in hell. This kid is magical. Stomps on the heart of the
ये स्टॉम्पन का जो हुआ था क्या वही दिखा रहे हैं वापस.
Climbed higher with every clash.
Labs definitely stung them. It could have been a different story if not for Labs. However, this is the one that we've got. It is a 2-0, and of course, former teammates here as well. Of course, can't forget that is the first time that Dash has come up and played against his old team, so it must mean a lot. And I'm loving that Loris, of course, giving him more smiles as well, which is a beautiful thing.
And as the R6 world holds its breath.
Well, G2 may have been considered the kings, Wildcard the jesters, but in this instance, it's the jesters that have stolen the kingdom. They take the crown, and with that tough log, glory awaits them.
Tonight, everything erupts.
तेनाली चल के आ रहा है. फाल्कन्स।
Munich, this is it. We started with the full force of the world's best. A storm of different regions, skill sets and dreams all crashing together. But only two teams managed to keep their heads above the water, refusing to sink when the tide hit its hardest. One, desperate to finally seize the moment. The other, kicking down the door, demanding the world's attention. Munich, are we ready for our grand final? Hold on a second, Munich. All of the players are right there behind the stage. If you are ready for this grand final, make some noise! Please welcome Team Falcons! Falcons arrive unbeaten, unmoved by the storm around them. This roster has stood on final stages more times than they'd care to admit, but only to watch the moment slip through their fingers. Today, they have one choice: ride the wave or get dragged beneath it. They're going to have a lot of support, but their opponents have won over this crowd too. Please welcome M80! M80 crash onto the stage with the force of a team that refuses to die. They sank the reigning world champions and lit this arena on fire. NA's last standing roster feel like a family unit, built and ready for this massive
इसको तो
occasion
कितने बार निकाला था,
here
2-3 टीम
in
से।
Munich.
चलो अभी ये लोग मैच खेल रहे हैं, अभी हम लोग भी चलते हैं मैच देखने।